Arizona, Houston. Paul.
I'm gonna go with Houston in this one in a close game. I just like their vibe right now. I think it'll be a really good game though. You got two quarterbacks playing pretty well right now in Wegman and Fafita, but I'll take the Cougs at home.
I think it's a coin flip style of a game, but give me Houston in that defense. And I think Wegman, even though it was against Oklahoma State, I think that gave them a little bit of something to build off of last week offensively. So, I think it's really a coin flip, but I'll go Houston.
This to me is where you're playing at home. Doesn't mean you can't win on the road. I'm going to take Willie Fritz and the Cougars to beat the Wildcats. Baylor on the road against a team that they have had some issues with over the years, even when they were better. TCU. Don't say the name of the rivalry. It's Baylor-TCU. Craig, we'll go with you first.
I think Baylor's got a great shot to win this game. TCU's really kind of beat up on the offensive line, and they didn't have a running game to begin with, and I just feel like they can be kind of feast or famine. But I'm sticking with TCU here. I think this is a very winnable game, like I said, for the Bears. If they play their top game, they can go in and get a win here. But I don't know. I don't have a great feel for this one. I'll stick with TCU.
I feel the same way about it. Part of it is I'm picking TCU because Baylor seems to win this like the groundhog sees a shadow, like that pops up and it happens last year on the last second kick. And then for whatever reason, this has been bad. Although I'm saying all that, I'm going to talk myself into Baylor because the way you beat Baylor is running the ball, and TCU can't run the ball. So I do think that Baylor will have a two-year winning streak in this one. So I'm going to pick the Bears this week.
I'm feeling like I'm going to be wrong. I felt that way all week long.
You can change your mind.
I'm just going to stick with what I have, but I've definitely – this will be one of those where I make my pick on air, and then off air I do the base picks, and I get all those – I go 8-2. That's what will probably end up happening here as well. It's
weird with these two teams. When Baylor's won, since it was RG3's Heisman year, they win 50-48, right? Then they win in that spectacular 41-38, 61-58, 29-23, Charlie Brewer 3 overtimes, and last second field goal. They don't ever just go in there and thump them. TCU's thumped Baylor a few times. There's also been some crazy. I'm going to take the Bears. And Heisman Trophy candidate Sawyer Robertson against another hell of a quarterback in Josh Hoover.
If we're counting the top 25 candidates, then yes, he is a Heisman Trophy candidate still, but he is not a New York invite as of this moment.
I'm throwing down.
Does propaganda work on you better when you get older? Is that what happens?
He was to start the year, but I just don't think that he's playing well enough that that needs to be a part of the conversation for him right now. But I know you're just tongue-in-cheek there.
And I love Sawyer, but I worry that propaganda can get to the older citizens.
I think he's just I wouldn't say right now. I'm a Heisman voter. Not my top 3. As of now, let's see what happens. Probably won't be. We'll see. I'll take Baylor. I'm going to take the Bears to beat a team that they rarely beat. All right, Paul, West Virginia, UCF.
I will take UCF at home in this one because West Virginia is so banged up, but UCF is only slightly less banged up. The fact that all 3 quarterbacks have played is actually maybe a good thing this week for them. So, yeah, it's going to be – I don't think this game's going to look great, but I'll take UCF.
Matchup of 2 head coaches back where they all started and, maybe didn't start, but back where they were previously. I'm going to take UCF at the bounce house. I do think this could probably be a bit of an ugly game, and both are dealing with a lot of just injuries and first-year struggles with their new regimes, but I've liked UCF a little bit better in the times that I've watched them versus the Mountaineers. So, yeah, give me the Knights.
I'll take the Knights. Texas Tech at Arizona State in Tempe.
Give me Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think Tech. Sam Leavitt playing makes us a better game, but Tech, somebody's got to slow them down first.
Yeah, I liked again at the end of against Kansas. They got pushed a little bit. At least it wasn't just 28-3. Then they just put on the afterburners. I'll take just Texas Tech. Oh Lord, Utah and BYU. We need some love in the world. Craig.
I don't think you're going to get much love here. I think this is as heated as any game will be in the entire country, except for, I don't know, Ole Miss, Georgia might have something to say about that. Maybe Notre Dame, USC. But, I think love will be hard to come by in this game once the whistle starts up. So give me Utah on the road. I felt earlier in the week like this was some like, oh, going against the grain type of a pick, and now everybody's picking Utah to win this game. But I've watched a good bit of both teams, and I just think that, for example, last week, Arizona should have beat BYU, and they completely choked it away and had some unfortunate calls go against them. And I felt like I said it, they puckered up. They puckered up at the end, and BYU was like blood in the water, and they went and took control of that game in overtime and eventually got the win. I don't think Utah is going to pucker up. I don't think Utah is going to roll in anything but ready to know what they're walking into as an absolute lion's den. And I think they've got the talent and the physicality to match BYU better than a lot of other teams do. So, yeah, give me the Utes, but I'm expecting a hellacious war between these two teams.
Bear Bachmeier is a fantastic story, and he's going to be a really fantastic player, and he's fun as hell to watch right now. But every game so far this year, he's made some mistakes, and they have been fortunate that nobody has been really able to make them truly pay for those mistakes. If he does that again, which so far he's made fresh mistakes, he's likely to do that against a very good defense that Utah has. Utah is good enough to make him pay for it. Utah wins on the road here.
You guys, 47's playing quarterback. He is a freshman. I saw some mistakes. They were able to survive. I love Kalani Sitake. I'm taking Sitake. I do think Utah is playing like they wish they would have been playing earlier in the year, but I'm taking BYU.
Well, I mean, they're playing. I think the only thing that disrupted Utah was they just ran into Texas Tech.
I know. I that's what I'm saying.
They were playing good before that.
And they didn't allow that to derail them. They just said, okay, let's get a little bit better here and here.
But I do think this is a game where BYU's wide receivers are very, very good. That's going to be a huge challenge for Utah's secondary. Chase Robertson, the whole crew there. LJ Martin's a great running back. And, that Utah defense is going to have their hands full, but when you're looking at the quarterbacks, it's natural to, it's natural to look at Bachmeier. No, he's a freshman, and Dampier, like Devin Dampier better play a clean game. There's like no pressure on him, it feels like, and there's more pressure on Bachmeier in terms of the predictions, but I do feel like there's almost no pressure on BYU because everybody's picking Utah to win this game suddenly. So it's almost like the pressure is shifted to the road team and to a Devin Dampier more so than a Bear Bachmeier. So can he handle that? Will he handle that? He's had a nice run of not turning the ball over too much, but for them to get going, he's going to have to run around a little bit. Can he do that against BYU and protect the football? This is going to be a hell of a game, but I'm going with Utah.
He is something else, man. As a true freshman, comes in, transfers in, and just I like watching him play. All right, last one. Cincinnati. At Oklahoma State. Let me do this again. And last one, Cincinnati against Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Paul.
I'll take the Bearcats by a bunch.
Craig.
Yeah, I don't want to sit there and add insult to injury with Oklahoma State. It's a program I respect. It's a fan base I respect. I think they're going to hire a hell of a head coach. But, this is just it is what it is right now at this point. You got guys in the double digits now transferring, even if they're sticking around in some cases. But, yeah, give me Cincinnati. And I don't want to really treat Oklahoma State like too much of a punching bag. They're dealing with enough as it is, and I expect that the losses will continue, including this weekend.
Yeah, they didn't win a game last year in the conference, and they're 0-3, and now probably 0-4. I'll take the Bearcats. They're playing well.